I never feel like I'm allowed to express my insecurity, because it's like society makes you feel like you're not allowed to when you're attractive. But
pay the bill, petite bet, preached wet. I was at my weakest, not one weekend that I was ever chillin'. Blowing blunt to being bored is a privilege. Blowing blunt to being bored is a privilege. Blowing blunt to being bored is a privilege. Blowing blunt to being bored got you flexing. My reflection got me trending in the latest spring collection. I gotta get the hyphens. I'm pita bread.
hello everyone, welcome to my very first YouTube video. For those of you who don't know me, which is everyone, my name is Petite Ben, also known as Benedict. Most people know me as Petite or Ben or Benedict, you know, it's all me. So I am a 21-year-old lady and I am Congolese, but I do live in North America on the West Coast. So I've wanted to start this YouTube, oh my god, like I'm so excited. I've wanted to start this YouTube channel for quite some time now. So primarily right now I am a model and wardrobe stylist. I went to high school for fashion design, so I love fashion. That's like my bag, that's like my thing. I'm also a musician, a creative director, songwriter. I just do like a lot of art. I sketch, I just do a bunch of artsy stuff, you know what I mean? And the reason that I'm doing this video specifically is to explore some topics that I feel like I never know how to wear this thing. Like, I never know if I wear it right, but it's so cute. A lot of topics that I feel like are not explored enough because people don't find it important, or people are too afraid to talk about it. So this video is going to be exploring like the downsides of beauty, conventional beauty to be specific. The older I get, I've realized that there are certain privileges that come with beauty, which are spoken about, you know, that are expressed all the time in media, but there are also some downsides of them that are seen taboo, you know, that are seldom spoken about. And this video specifically and this channel will experiment and explore with this topic. So I'm very excited for that. If this sounds like something you're into, which I think everyone should be because we all participate in it, then keep on watching. So let me go ahead and dive into it. So these are like basically quotes of a video that I will link below. That's the first thing I watched when I was exploring this topic, because it really kind of laid it down flat and I was like, okay, this kind of breaks it down perfect. That video low-key did my research for me. So being boring as a survival strategy to keep people from pestering you. So that's the quote. Being boring as a survival strategy to keep people from pestering you. So I sometimes find myself hiding my personality, right? Because one, everyone already has this idea of how they want me. So it's like, what's the point? So like, what's the point of me even expressing to you how I truly am? Because upon you know, putting your eyes on me, you already have a view of what you want me to be like, what you think I'm like. Or like, it's either two, you know, everyone knows, like everyone wants to know my personality. So I'm looking at some notes, right, that I wrote. So sorry if I like keep looking down, but then at least y'all could see my eyeshadow. Very subtle, you know, very, I was giving, okay, let me just stop. I, like, everyone wants to know my personality, therefore I feel only few deserve it. Easier to act surface level. So when you're more of a person that, you know, like attracts people, that catches people's eyes, everyone wants to know you, right? So it's like you start to put yourself in this thing where you think not everyone deserves to know you because everyone wants to. So you kind of put this wall up. You're like, why do you want to know me? like just because I, you know, like I look a certain way, that's why you want to get to know me. So you start feeling like not everyone deserves it, and it starts being easier to act surface level with everyone, unless it's someone who's truly, truly special to you, and someone you feel like, oh, you know, maybe I want to like be more candid with this person and like actually show them my true raw self. Yeah, like once you do that for so long, it really has an effect on how easy it's going to be the next time you want to, you know, let someone know you and let them see like the depths of you, because you do have a lot of depth, but you hide it, you know, like you tend to hide it because you feel like everyone wants to see it. So this is quote number 2 from the video. You want to be loved for the whole of yourself, but your exterior is so fantastic it overshadows everything else. And that one like hit, like, oh my god, I remember the first time like I watched it. So maybe I should give like a little bit of a background as to why I started exploring this topic. Because after high school, right, I found myself, and I was thinking of this already in high school, but I found myself thinking of it more and more. And of course after high school I started doing more modeling jobs, and like, you know, just dove more into my career because I wasn't focused on high school. But I just like started thinking so much. I was like, damn, like how many people would I actually know if I didn't look like this? Like how many people would have wanted to get to know me? Like, would I be friends with the same people? Would the same people still love me? Blah blah blah. I started thinking of all that, and I don't know, I was just feeling some type of way, you know, like I just was like really digging into myself. Like I was thinking all the time, like thoughts I never really thought of before. And I googled, do you start to resent being confident, being a confident woman, I think is what I googled. But yeah, this one really like hit, because you don't want to be just loved for your outside. Who the hell wants that? Like literally no one. I mean, everyone wants to be loved for who they are on the outside, who they are on the inside, their good parts, their bad parts, everything. And as amazing as my talents and personality feel, it still feels like my looks take the show. You know, people excuse behaviors from me that I feel like wouldn't fly if I didn't look the way that I do. That makes me wonder sometimes how far I can push, because it's like you put me in, like it puts me in this place where you're choosing only to see me as my looks. So like I might as well see myself like that too. People see this, the body for like a very long time, and then finally, after they get tired of it, after they get used to it, they're like, okay, so what else do you do again? Like, so what other talents do you have again? And I actually remember, because I feel like everyone is perfect, right? Everyone is born how they're meant to look. And I remember being such a unconfident child for a very long time in my life. I was not confident at all. And whenever I tell this to people, like how much I struggled with anxiety and you know, like body dysmorphia, and like, you know, not liking my skin tone and things like that, just like a bunch of stuff, right? Because I was so shy. I had crippling anxiety probably until I want to say 7th, 8th grade is when I started having like less anxiety. Like I was having anxiety that wasn't so crippling. But I didn't know that at the time, you know, like I thought I looked not good, and I look back at my photos, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I was an adorable little girl. And you know, like I feel like at that age, you shouldn't even worry about looking good. Like, I feel like middle school, elementary school, like all that, like beauty should just go out the door. Like, I feel like you shouldn't start worrying about that stuff till later. But of course, that's not how society works, right? That's not how it works. I remember like this one time is when I guess like I started growing into like my looks a little more, but I still didn't know that. And like one classmate of mine's was like, oh yeah, honestly, like I just really assumed you were very stupid. Like, he just told that to me straight up, like straight to my face. And I was like, what? You know? And he was like, yeah, because just like of the way you look and like the way you dress and everything, like I just didn't really assume you were smart. And it's just like, okay, so obviously not the average person thinks like that, because that's a very like barbaric way of thinking and like very, yeah, you know, not very elementary way of thinking. Am I using that right? I don't even know. I never really watched Sherlock Holmes like that, so elementary might mean something completely different. But I mean like not like toddler way of thinking. But yeah, you know, he still felt comfortable enough to say that to my face, because it's like, apparently when you look a certain way, you should be indestructible and words are not supposed to hurt you. But yeah, that actually perfectly segues into the next quote that I had from the video. Everyone thinks you're dumb. It's easier for everyone if you're slightly dim. So yeah, everyone thinks you're dumb. Because God forbid, like you cannot be good looking and intelligent at the same time, because that's just like too much. Like, no, nobody's gonna like you. Nobody wants that girl in the room. Nobody wants that man in the room. Nobody wants that person in the room. Like, to be good looking and know what you're talking about and be confident and understand things, like no, that's out. So everyone thinks, like, everyone assumes you're dumb, and they're not afraid to say that to your face. You know, like, I don't know if I have this like point somewhere else in my notes, so I don't know if I want to say it yet. But so essentially, like, you're supposed to have really tough skin if you're good looking, because people are not going to have a problem saying things to your face, because like, you're pretty, so there can't be that much wrong with your life, so who cares if I say this to you? And of course that's not true, but that's how people view things. And I know, because that happens to me. Like, I feel like people really feel like they can speak to me any type of way because of how I look. And it's like, like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like, you can't get any respect if you look good. Another quote from the video. So the next quote, I don't even know what quote number this is, but people like to find fault in you. You need to be shown you're nothing special, even if you don't claim to be. So you're very much analyzed when you're good looking. You're more analyzed than the average person. You know why? Because eyes are already on you. Eyes are already on you. And it's taken people a longer time to find a fault in your looks than they would the average person, right? So they're already thinking about you more than they would the average person, because they think you look good. So they're like, okay, so what is wrong with this person? So you're very analyzed, even by your own family. People are much more blunt and free with their harsh criticism, because like I was saying, if you're pretty, there could be nothing else wrong that's in your life. So why can't we be mean to you? Why can't we tell you how we really feel, even if that's not how we feel, even if it's just to hurt your feelings, you know? Like, you have tough skin, you know, it's clear, so it has to be tough too. People use you to vent their frustrations with life. You're too beautiful to feel hurt. And that's a quote from the video. And it's like very true. There's this, ooh, it's actually, oh no, just kidding. I lied. I thought I was onto something, but I wasn't. it's like society's like playing ping pong. I'm pretty sure those are bongos, but whatever. Whatevs, guys. Who said I was smart again? Was that me? So from being so high, the fall will be harder. That is another quote that was from the video. So like small things that shouldn't be a big deal to us, and by us I mean like good looking people, are because of how high up we've been placed. And not how high up we want it to be, but we've been placed. So like example given, growing older, acne, body changes, criticism, like just little things that we should be okay with and like find normal sometimes feel like the end of the world to us, but that's not, again, our fault. And at the end of the day, like, fault, I mean, I will definitely, like, this will be another topic I can explore in like another video, because obviously, like, as you can tell, I talk a ton. Fault is never really anyone's, you know, like, who are we to really place fault into anyone or anything? Like, I'm just trying to make sure my nip doesn't pop out here. We can't place fault onto anyone. So this also is not our fault, because we've been placed in this like high standard of like where we have to look perfect and like be perfect and like blah da 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 da. So it's like when we're not quote unquote perfect, we're feeling like, you know, like it's all over. So there's this show on Netflix. If you like science and experiments and like, what's the word, like social like kind of experiments and stuff like that, then you should watch 100 Humans on Netflix. Super interesting. Sorry if my jewelry looks like it gets worse and worse throughout the video. I lay my jewelry like really well, and then I don't know what happens. Anyways, these are some notes I took throughout the show and some things I found interesting and some points the show made that I thought would be relevant to this video. So I'm going to explore those. So this one was how attractiveness gets you less jail time, which is like freaking crazy, because I mean, jail time is a big deal. Like, crime is crime, you know? Freaking how you look should not affect your punishment. But guess what? Spoiler alert, it does. So 100 Humans did a faux case, which like they got actors who were conventionally more attractive and conventionally less attractive, and they gave them hypothetical cases and they showed them to people. There were the same details, the same crime and everything. The only thing they changed is the way the person looks. And those people judged how much jail time they should get. So essentially those people were faux jurors, and then we had our faux criminals. The first case, the male felon who was more attractive got 5 years off a sentence, and then the male felon who was less attractive got 5 years added to a sentence. In the second case, the more attractive felon got half the time that the other felon got, and these were also male felons. And I love in my notes over here I actually said more or less hot, but right now I'm like, ooh, more attractive, less attractive, trying to be like all professional. But in these notes I said hotter, and these were male. So this one was really, really interesting, because this was a death penalty sentence, right? So it was manslaughter. So it was for the criminal killing their newborn. It was either newborn or like very young infant child. So the hotter felon got 16 years reduced off of her sentence. 16 years. because she looked more attractive. Like, that's a big deal, y'all. I mean, 16 freaking years, that's a whole lot of years. And like, you think just based off of the fact that she looked better, like, that's some messed up stuff right there. And there's actually, now is a perfect time to say there is a name for this effect, this whole privilege. It's called the halo effect. And oh, look at that, I'm dressed like an angel. It's the cognitive bias of thinking someone is a good person based off of how well groomed they are, how their attractiveness is, and you know, if you can see like their living status or anything like that. So basically, like, thinking someone is a good person just because of how they look. That's called the halo effect. And it's also, actually, some scientists call it the halo error, because it's not really an effect if you think about it. Like, it's an error. When you're deemed more of a beautiful person, more of a person who'd be accepted by society, and so on and so forth, you kind of have to develop your personality on eggshells. Like, you kind of have to tiptoe around everyone when you're trying to figure out who you are, because you don't want to step on any toes. You don't want to rub anyone the wrong way. You downplay your skills, your looks, and you know, everything else that's good about you, because you don't want to be perceived as cocky. So even if you're the freaking best at something, you're not allowed to say it. That has an effect on how you develop your skills, because you're downplaying yourself. You know, and even if it's your looks, even if your look is your skill, you know, because there's some people who are naturally beautiful people, but then they're so good at doing makeup, or they're so good at taking care of their skins, or they're so good at keeping up with being attractive, you know. So it's like, that in itself is a skill, but you're not allowed to talk about it, because that's gonna make you seem cocky. It's gonna make you seem like not very likable. Like, nobody wants to be friends with that girl, you know. It's like how that makes some people, you know, feel. And as well, like, your relationship with others is also affected, right? Because it's hard to develop friends, because you never know if people are your friends or if they're just ass kissers, because sometimes you'll attract a lot of people who just want to be close with you just for the hell of saying they're close with you. They don't even give a rat's behind about you, you know. Like, they don't care about when you're hurt. They don't care about how your day's going. They don't care about your goals, your dreams, your ambition. They just want to be in this like inner circle of like your friend. And your beauty can make others insecure and uncomfortable, and that's very hard on your personality, because it's just how you look. And it's like, so you're saying my presence is making someone else, you know, uncomfortable, and you never want that, you know. And how many of, you know, if you can relate to what I'm saying throughout this video, how many of y'all have had a friend that, you know, you were really their friend and y'all really got along, but you made them insecure? And it's like, whoever wants that to be adding into some, I don't think you can ever make someone insecure. Someone already has to be insecure, right? But to add to someone's insecurity, to contribute to it, even when you're trying not to. But your confidence contributes to someone else's insecurity, when your confidence is supposed to inspire. You know, that's what you want to happen, and that's what you're going for. But in turn, it's just making this person more insecure, and it's just making this person compare themselves to you. And it's just like, then what's the point, you know? It could be really, really difficult, and especially like that awkwardness when people compare themselves to you. I never feel like I'm allowed to express my insecurity, because it's like society makes you feel like you're not allowed to, when when you're attractive, but you should be allowed to, because everyone should be allowed to express their insecurity, because I feel like that's how you get over insecurity, you know, expressing it, addressing it, and letting it go. This was something I've wanted to do for a really long time, like just wanted to get started, and just like YouTube in general. I feel like this is going to be such a great platform for me to express more of my personality and just explore everything that I do. So thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear all your thoughts in the comments below. Even if like it's only one person who comments, I want to know what you think about this topic. I hope you found this video interesting. This channel will explore a lot of different things. If you know me, you know I do a lot. So I'm a firm believer in everything should be a conversation. You know, every side of an like argument or of a view, perspective should be expressed. Every side should be listened to, heard. And yeah, I'm a very firm believer in that. So that this channel is going to explore a lot of that. And it's just going to be like super fun. I'm also just going to do get ready with me's. I'm going to do makeup tutorials, because I know that a lot of girls out there like want to see some makeup tutorials from me, and I want to do them acting like I was a makeup guru in my bathroom mirror ever since I was in middle school. So I'm definitely ready to do some makeup videos. I'm going to do some vlogging, some get ready with me, some styling videos, some smoke and chat with petite videos. This YouTube channel is going to be like a bunch of interesting stuff, so just stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. You can always follow me on Instagram and on every social media that I'm on, which is not that many. I will be Petite Ben, so you can find me Petite Ben everywhere. And yeah, you can find more content on petiteben.com. And I appreciate everyone so much. I'm so excited for this new YouTube journey. Bye y'all.